Menacing boob music. Hey guys, how you doing? I'm Richard with Everlasting Gaming, and welcome back to Her Lie I Tried to Believe. She quit school, and my character, Tim, is having a massive freak out. He's like, why? I thought that she was there to be my rival and have our thing and have our unspoken love and or whatever he wants out of this, and he just had a massive freak out. But we're back. Apparently it's 2 years later, as you can tell by the wonderful text on the screen. It looks like we're in a bar, I guess. And we're going to find out what the hell is going on. Alright, so let's just dive right into this. Awkward silence. You gotta love how, there's no music because the suspense is happening. But anyway, let's keep going. 2 years. It took 2 years to see her again. By that time, my majoring was very well underway, as I was starting to be used to the university lifestyle. When the music kicks in, watch, that's when you know shit's gonna get real. I was living on my own inside a gloomy one-room apartment for less than a year. I had zero passions and only knew how to do one thing correctly, which, of course, studying. As if I was the subject of a curse a long time ago. Of course, let's just blame her for everything. In case you guys don't remember, her name was Cassandra, so yeah. I didn't know why I was so into it. Yeah, I'll probably have a lot of doors open to me in the future, but what if I don't want to enter any of them? I have no motivation to climb up the ladder, and surely wouldn't know what to do with all the money being thrown at me. Wow, poor Tim is having such a difficult, suffering life with money and opportunity. All he can think about is Cassandra. I'm telling you, dude, it's love. It has to be. If that's what you're worried about with all this stuff, that's all it has to be. But I guess this type of attitude could attract some people. Or everyone. Any sane person. As if they knew talking to you would be an inevitable boost to their self-esteem. That's how I made my very first friend. Since, well, have I ever had a friend before? No. You spent your whole life obsessing over this girl, dude. Well, it's not as if I was seeing him as a friend either way. He was in most of my classes during high school, and took that as an opportunity to start socializing with me during our courses together. I went on with the flow, finding my own amusement in his somewhat carefree demeanor. That's when one day, out of nowhere, he decided to invite me to this, which is this bar, all of this. I don't remember how it is pronounced. I can't call it a date? A group date, maybe? Fuck it. Anyway, there's this thing where a group of men and women of the same age, and logically of the same number, met with each other for almost the first time in an attempt to find love. Or speed dating. I mean, I wish speed dating was still a thing. I think that's an amazing concept. I'm very blessed to say I'm already taken. I got me a boyfriend, but if I didn't, I would totally give speed dating a try. It was obviously a cheap excuse for me to try to find somebody to empty your... Oh, ew. What the fuck? It was obviously a bit cheap excuse for trying to find somebody to empty your load in, but whatever the point is, to the point I was in. It didn't matter all that much. Trying to find someone was, as most of the men of my age, any age really, one of my priorities, even though pretty much unacceptable. I can't talk today. I didn't get out of my way to try and have sex, and that's probably the reason why I had a zero sex life. Interesting. So I accepted. He was kind of odd, though. He said to me, "You won't regret it, Tim. I even have a surprise waiting for you." Uh-oh. It's Cassandra, I bet. It has to be. What else would it be? And he would laugh like an imbecile. He was an imbecile, and I only realized what he meant by that when I entered the bar we were meeting at. There's that music I was talking about. There were 7 waiting, 8 with me, 4 boys and 4 girls. Shadow men and women. 2 of those girls were completely unattractive, fat or with a big chin and a weird lifestyle. I'm shallow and possessive. What is wrong with me? The other one was already almost in bed with that big mouth guy. So those 3 were unfuckable. Is that all I'm thinking about? What the hell is wrong with me? That was my first thought upon entering the bar. The second thought wasn't as different as the first one, but was still very surprising indeed. It was her. Also, I want to say, every time we see her, she's wearing less and less clothes. I mean, look at that, come on. She's adorable in this, by the way, but that's ridiculous, and her collarbone's just out. She was there, drinking a beer casually with that other guy. Wow, this music is like in my face. sports-like type. Another one, unfuckable, but of course, not for the same reason. I should just get out of here. This is so pitiful. It's not even funny. That's when Mike, my friend, noticed my arrival and forcefully introduced me to the group. Oh, this is the guy I was talking about. Hey Tim, come, don't be shy. We were waiting for you. Tisk. I almost clicked my tongue out loud, but thought otherwise. Maybe that big chin one could be fuckable with a couple of beers. I do want to say though, I like these little chairs over here. Like, I want this in my life. But what's wrong with me in this one? My god. I sat next to my friend. I try not to look too much on the right-hand side of the table because the symmetry irritated me somehow. He doesn't like being on her level. He said my name out loud and said everyone else's name right after. I don't remember any of them. And seriously, don't want to use even the most useless part of my brain to store one of them. I still politely greeted everyone until it came to that name. And I could introduce you to Cassandra, but I guess I don't have to, right? I look at him, annoyed. He's clearly happy to introduce her to me, as though meeting her again would make me happy. Like it's a gift or something. Why the fuck does he even know the fact that we already know each other? I said, yeah, with a hand scratching my hair, a bit flustered. Aw, we broke her heart. It's all a facade, don't trust her. Likewise, she didn't look my way all that much, and only said hi, with a voice that could be misunderstood as a whisper. I'm grateful for that, even if I harbored hate for her for the most part of my life. And probably still, the fact that she understood my reluctance to face her was what saved the little composure I had left. Watch, all of this is just a giant misunderstanding, and we're just, like, she's a perfectly normal girl. So I was able to enjoy my beer while chatting with a group of people around me, and it didn't disturb me all that much that she was actually there. It was just that. In the heat of the moment, I didn't know what to think of. I didn't even understand the feeling I had for her anymore. I hated her for such a long time. That, for me, it was as though she wasn't even human. And the fact that she disappeared completely from my life at one point, my mind only assumed she was dead. So a non-human presumed dead, looking so lively and joyous. It was only natural that I was baffled a bit. Yeah, that's a good reason. I love how this is like how I'm looking at her, like straight from her stomach all the way up. She was sexy. No longer cute or beautiful, but sexy. Yep. You know, and sometimes people say people just need to fucking get it over with? That's probably what's gonna happen here, unfortunately. She had a blue shirt, which underlined well her overly seductive forms. I'm gonna use that on someone one day. I'm gonna go to my boyfriend and be like, man, I love your overly seductive forms. You're doing great in that ripped blue shirt. A black skirt that I couldn't see very well due to the table, and her hair was loose and ended a bit under her chest. I tried not to look at her, but it was hard when surrounded by ugly girls. I still did what I must, and tried to hook up with Chin Girl in front of me. Chin Girl is missing a lot, she's just a giant shadow. After an hour and a half, I was at my fourth beer, and the first couple decided to finish the night alone. Excuse me. This made things a bit complicated. I chugged like a giant thing of orange juice before I started recording, and I have these hiccups. Now there were me. Weird grammar. The fat girl. My friend. The big chin. The sports dude. And whatever the other girl that I once knew was. I love how they didn't, like, create any type of art for these other people. I guess it makes sense, it's just like, I don't even care who they are or their features, it just doesn't register in my brain in this one. So it was obviously becoming harder and harder to actually not interact with her. That's when the phone of the girl in front of me, Chin, started vibrating. She became kind of hysterical by I think it was a message that she received on her phone. She said a couple of words to the fat girl seated next to her, and then took off. The fat girl looked at me, a bit awkward, and said, sorry, her ex just texted her, so... As if it was the most understandable thing in the world. So that ugly chick just jumped me for a guy that probably flushed her a while ago? No. I was depressed, but not for her departure, per se. Obviously. At least the alcohol started to do its work. That's when everything started to turn into the wrong direction. Uh-oh. Alcohol causes problems. Sometimes. My friend, who was seated on my left in front of the fat chick, was now seated on my right. The sports dude who once chatted with that girl is now enjoying this time with this fat chick on my left. I'm so shallow. How do you just call someone just like a fat chick all night? That's when I realized that my friend, without notifying me in advance, started a group conversation with her and me. So, from where do you two know each other? I was staring at the table, or maybe at the beer in my hand, trying not to look too interested. I think she answered him something while giggling, but I don't remember all that much. She too seemed to be drinking quite heavily. That long? Man, bet you're glad to be able to meet each other like this. Maybe it's fate. Who knows? He was irritating me. It's so obvious that he was the one who pulled this off. Perhaps they were in mess with each other, to humiliate me, or something. That's when I uttered something that I probably shouldn't have. I don't know why I thought it would be a good idea. I mean, because I'm the king of just good decisions, since the very beginning. Tell me. I looked at him with a bit of defiance. How do you know that she and I knew each other anyway? I looked at his every change in expression. I probably thought he would be confused, unable to explain himself properly. But that wasn't it. He was surprised that I didn't know the reason behind it. Come on, man. Everyone in high school probably knew about it. Don't you remember it? That nasty girl with her friends who were starting bad rumors about Cass because she just quit school? Ah. Fuck. Now I remember. Oh man, I remember still. You were so ruthless. You walked up to those girls and started insulting the shit out of them. About how uneducated they were, how they were wasting your time and had no future. Did I defend her? I like her. I'm telling you, you guys, all the clues are pointing in that direction. And then you started numbering every achievement Cass ever accomplished. To the... Come on, you guys. If I was SpongeBob right now, you know that look he gave Squidward when he's like, you like Krabby Patties, don't you? That's the look I'm giving to this guy right now. To the prize she won during some piano competition. To the national rank she topped with her academic results. You know I'm not the one to hit a girl or anything. But this one was so asking for it. She didn't even try to listen one bit, and was continuously cutting you off about some bullshit she heard somewhere down the street. How ridiculous. This is when I was still very much on edge from losing what I thought was my only drive in this world. Some bitches were bad-mouthing her about something along the line of prostitution or some stupid shit like that. It was the week after she quit school, so anything goes, I guess. But then, since they had nothing else more useful to do, they started to say some bullshit about her cheating during exams, or giving sexual bribery to teachers in order to top higher in midterms. That's when I lost my shit, because telling those ridiculous things would insinuate that the rival I always thought as my equal was nothing more than a fake, and this was completely unacceptable. Say whatever you need to say, honey. We know the truth. You like her. And yes, I would have beaten the shit out of him if it weren't for the teacher meddling with it. Hey, Tim, do you remember what you shouted at her to make her shut up? Flashback. Enough. Even if she prostitutes herself, or even cheats during the midterm, doesn't change the fact that she's way better than the lots of you. At least she achieved everything she ever set out herself out to do. You low-life bitches will never understand the meaning of the term achievement as long as you still live in this world. Do you understand? You worthless piece of shit. Wow. It's awfully noble of me. And kind of insane. I remember it down to the very last syllable. I have no fucking clue why I did, though. He said it out loud, not nearly as perfectly as I remembered it, but it was still surprising hearing it from someone else's mouth. I then instantly noticed her blushing. Aww, that's so cute. By understanding the meaning of those words, this was bad. This is a misunderstanding. I never said this in order to protect her. I said it because at that moment I knew for a fact that you were head over heels for her. And I found it so tragic you probably never had the chance to say it to her. So you can understand why, when I met her out of absolute nowhere at my part-time job. He points casually towards her. I feel like she's gonna go evil any second now. I had to try and arrange something for the both of you. So, that's why you invited me here tonight? I was then at my fifth beer, and I was not what we would call a heavy drinker back then, so I was agitated alright. It was easily concealed by my wasted features, which were naturally much more blatant. Yeah, man, what else? We're friends, right? You look so down all the time. I thought this might cheer you up. You didn't have to. Seriously, you didn't have to. You fucking idiot. She wasn't saying anything much. She was looking my way silently, but I couldn't muster the strength to look at her directly. I wondered why she was so silent when she was saying all those things which were directly related to her. Then, oh, that's my girlfriend texting me. Oh no. Sorry guys, gotta go. We're gonna be alone with her. Awkward. My useless friend got himself up in a hurry. What? What do you mean? You have a girlfriend? What was he doing here then? Yeah, tonight was for you, man. He approached me ever so slightly, his breath bringing the stench of warm beer with him, and whispered to my ear, "Enjoy yourself, will ya?" And with this, he disappeared without a trace. Well, not disappeared, but I was intoxicated to a point where the actions my mind perceived around me were as though they were done in fast forward. Life and time were moving rapidly without my consent. This is extremely awkward. I turned to my left to ask the other two what they had planned to do. I desperately wanted to end the night right then and there, but... Hey, have you any idea what to... There was no longer anyone seated there. Noticing this, I looked around to realize that she and I were the only ones left at the table. Things are gonna get real, you guys. They took off 10 minutes ago. Maybe. Or was it 15? For the first time that night, I made eye contact with her. Her face was flushed, slightly red from the effect of the alcohol. It would have been visible to a blind that she was totally wasted. I didn't want to speak to her. I didn't want to have another minute wasted in her presence. But social etiquette was forcing me to, at the very fucking least, make sure she doesn't die before reaching home. Hello, antivirus. And your randomness. Sorry about that. Let's get out of here. Oh, boy. I'm either gonna try to do something exciting for the night with her, or I'm gonna try to kill her. We're gonna find out. I said pretty coldly. She accepted right away. She didn't show any fear of being alone with me, even though we were complete strangers to one another. Want to take a cab? I asked forcefully, but she said, "Let's walk for a bit, alright?" She's gonna try to hit me in the head with a rock or something, watch. Tisk. I clicked my tongue, but this time I made sure she heard it alright. She didn't mind, or at least she didn't show it. Oh no. Things are gonna get so wrong. She had a smile plastered on her face ever since we left the bar, not slightly affected by my cold behavior. I can't tell if she's blushing or drunk. Also, your heels are incredibly loud. She looked happy, irritatingly so, because she's gonna bonk you in the face with a rock. We didn't talk at all. We were completely silent. It was alright with me. It was alright. Until she stumbled a bit on my shoulder accidentally. Oh man, things are gonna get crazy. Menacing boob music. Sorry. Her body touched mine. The drama of physical contact. I felt for the 2 extreme little seconds it lasted. The form of her breast on my arm, and then the palm of her hand on my shoulder. This is so awkward. It was then that I realized that she was a member of the opposite sex. Oh, now you realize it. The lack of clothing didn't help you realize that? She looks happy, doesn't she? With the happiness that she stole from me? If she hadn't quit school on that day, I'm sure her expressions would be reversed right now. Yet, she's always been the one with the smile in the end. While we continue walking silently, but we're somehow closer now that I helped her back on her feet. Wait a minute. Isn't that kind of situation, you know, the one where I walk by her to the closest hotel? She's too wasted to understand what's going on. Maybe if I ask her nicely, she would even follow me willingly. That is creepy, dude. Super creepy. Maybe she's still... Dude. You're gross. Maybe she's still a virgin. Wouldn't that be wonderful? I couldn't satisfy myself by taking away her pride then, but what about now? I could probably rape her and take this away from her? That pride, and most of all, that smile? Dude, I need, like, help. I need to, like, go to jail or something. That's not cool. Just, as I keep reading, it just keeps getting worse. But we have to keep going. We have to see what happens, but this is terrible. So I apologize to anybody who's seeing this is like, dude, what is wrong with him? So, let's just keep going. Viewer discretion, kiddies. Don't ever treat women, or anyone for that matter, in this way. Every person, male or female, always has value. My member starts to get erect by those simple thoughts. It's a bit uncomfortable, super uncomfortable, since my jeans are too tight for it to grow to its full potential. Ugh, that's not why it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable because you're a friggin' freak. I take another hard look at her. Yes, yes, what a beautiful body she has. Those hips and those breasts, even her lips seem obscene right now. It would be a total shame for this indecent body of hers to be entirely defiled by a complete stranger. But being defiled by you is better? Every inch completely strained, without any means of getting this purity she had back. I could probably violate her over and over again until her mind becomes as hollow as mine. Dude. Yep, I'm definitely the crazy one. I thought I was just in love with her. No, I'm not. I'm batshit crazy. Now my manhood had reached its complete magnitude. Okay, I just want to say, if this is the type of stuff that gets you excited, for lack of a more appropriate word, then you have problems. It throbs intensely in anticipation for this forbidden act my thoughts are drowning themselves in. One simple look at me would have probably given it away, but she's too preoccupied while trying to walk straight to even look my way. Imagining this pressure that I have in my pants right now, so tainted with the sin of my vile imagination, penetrating her pure body aggressively and without restraint, only pushes me further down this unforgiving path that shouldn't be crossed. You're damn right. But I already decided, didn't I? I'm already fantasizing about her virginity, only to increase the pain I would definitely inflict onto her. I want to make her cry. This is getting so crazy. She will lose something she will never get back. At any time, I will lick every last tear from her face until she's completely drained out. My hand approaches her thighs slowly. If I can simply get my hand around her to help her keep her balance as an excuse, I could easily control our destination. That moment will seal our fate, and at that time I will rip away that smile from her perfect face that I always hated so much. Now I'm hoping that she bonks you in the face with a rock. Do it! Maybe at the end of the day I will be satisfied enough to forgive her. I just hope Cassandra has like a stun gun or something and just poof, right in the face. Maybe at the end of the day I will finally become whole again. The only thing I regret is not having acted the part at the start of the night. If I had faked to be gentle and caring, had laughed with her about how young we were back then, I could have pushed her even further down the road of complete hopelessness by betraying even her expectations. She said softly, out of nowhere. I abruptly stopped my hand from getting any further. I didn't notice because I was too focused on her alluring forms. Oh man. Look. She's either scared or sad. No, that's either fear or sadness. I can't tell. I was focused too long on her alluring forms, but she was looking at my face. For how long, I have no idea. But she saw it. That I'm sure of it. My disgusting expression, already tarnishing her with my eyes. She saw everything. And yet the only thing she said was, "I'm sorry. I knew how much you hated me. Yet, And she stumbled on me again. I thought she hit me. With even less restraint. Her eyes. Those eyes. I remember. Were they really this way? It can't be. I stopped. Brusquely. By that means, she stopped too herself. Do you have any money? I asked mechanically. Not much, she replied, as if knowing the question would inevitably be asked. Can't be helped. I pulled out my phone and again mechanically inputted a string of numbers. What are you doing? I didn't reply to her. I didn't even look her way. Instead Yes. At the intersection of and I put away my phone emotionlessly. Tim, I thought it would be nice to talk for a bit. Don't you want to... She seems let down. What does this woman want from me? Didn't she see my face just a moment ago? Is she that desperate to be raped by some loser like me? I take my wallet out, take two $20 bills, and shove it in her hand violently. What, she's a prostitute now? Like, what's wrong with you, dude? What is wrong with you? What would you guys do if somebody just put, like, $40 in your hand and be like, there you go. I'd be offended, and then I'd run away and steal their money, be like, alright, thanks for the money, bye! Fucker. I'm an asshole in this game. The taxi will be here in 5 minutes. This should cover the bill. I turn around without waiting or saying goodbye for all that matter. She doesn't say anything either. She simply looks at me with those eyes. Am I letting her go? I hope so. Those eyes, which are even colder than mine. Wow! Most awkward end to a chapter ever. Chapter 3. An unexpected encounter. Oh, what the hell was that? That was pretty unexpected and insane. Alright, you guys. I think that's as good of a place to stop as any. Dude. We are seriously getting into Tim's psyche now. He is batshit crazy. And, I feel dirty. I need a shower. I need like 6 showers. Maybe some more orange juice. I'm still hiccuping from the one I had a minute ago. This is insane. So I want to know what you guys think. I thought that maybe he was in love with her at first, but now I just think he's obsessed. How do you think this is going to end? Do you think that she has an agenda deep down? Do you think she's a normal girl? Do you think that somehow in the end of all this, we're going to end up happy-go-lucky Disney prince and princess? I want to know what you guys think. Feel free to tell me in the comments below. Hey, if you guys like new and exciting gaming videos, be sure to hit that subscribe button and hit that little bell so you get notified every time I post new videos. I post new videos every day. We always have insane, crazy fun like this. It's going to be awesome. We're going to keep this going. I can't wait for our video tomorrow. I'm excited because I want to know what the hell is going on here. Alright, you guys, hey. I'm Richard with Everlasting Gaming, and as always, have a good night.